Okay. Namaskar and welcome everyone to this first session of Yoga Nishta Ananda Jivanam. Before I start the class, a few do's and don'ts in the class. I would like to take the class in a lecture mode for the first 30 to 40 minutes, and you have a hand raise button in the reactions. If you can see, in case you have a query or a doubt, please use that reactions button, the raise hand button in the reactions, which you can see in the downmost corner of the buttons. And I would stop appropriately at the right time, and I would give you an opportunity to speak so that the whole class goes undisturbed as we are a crowd of 20 plus. So having said that, and you will always be in mute state, so please use your raise hands option. And in case your call gets disconnected due to some internet issues, please log in back. The same applies to me also. In case I get disconnected, please stay there. I'll surely come back and we can have the class together. Okay? Having said that, I guess all of you can see my screen. I hope there is no issues about seeing the screen. Okay. Yes. Okay. Having said that, let's start this wonderful journey of Yoga Nishta Ananda Jivanam. No shastra or no study goes without a Guru Prarthana, and the same applies here. So let's put our hands together for all our Gurus and chant this mantra along with me. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. With folded hands and an open heart, I bow to all my Gurus who have led me to this path of happiness, that is Yoga Nishta Ananda Jivanam. Thank you all for being here, and let's start this wonderful journey. I understand this session. Yes. I understand this message has been received by thousands of people, but the spark in you is what got you here. The spark is called Jnana, which is the urge to know something new, which helps people to know something new in life, why we are here, what we are here for, as a human, why we are here for. And this is what Jnana is, a first step towards progress. And I congratulate you all for having this wonderful Jnana, because that is what leads us ahead in life. Having said that, we're all here today, and this is going to be an introductory session on yoga, and I'll start presenting the ideas and will guide you to the foundation of this practice. In case you have any questions, please feel free to use your raise hand symbol and I would unmute you. And going ahead, I will pause periodically and invite you to share your thoughts and what you have understood. Okay? Having said that, so let us progress towards this journey of harmony and clarity. And today's subject is yoga. What is yoga? This is a question we're all here for. What is it yoga? Why is it required in life? And what is it makes it so special for us that everyone wants to pursue yoga in life? Everyone at some point of our lives have experienced moments of awe and wonder. Why? When we have stepped outside in a night, when we see the huge sky and we see the countless stars, we have been struck by the vastness and beauty of the stars. Or maybe if you have traveled to an ocean, you are amazed at the vastness of the ocean. And when you see an endless horizon, you are spellbound. Seeing the majestic mountain, you go for a... There's something which is within us, which stirs this feeling of amazement and wonder. There's a thrill and a chill down the spine. You feel a chill down the spine. And it's a sense of connection to seeing something far greater than ourselves, which is universally shared in human beings. All human beings have this feeling of awe and wonder, which when they see a huge, vast span of nature, what is that? Across cultures and throughout history, human beings have been moved by this grandeur of nature. The infinite sky, the boundless seas, a mountain, a huge waterfall. What is that? What is that experience which touches us so deeply? And why do people travel thousands of miles just to catch a glimpse of an ocean or a waterfall or a mountain? Or they go all hiking to see a sunset on a huge towering mountain. What is that feeling? It's because deep within us, deep within every human being, we carry a sense of longing of limitlessness, the thirst for something beyond boundaries, beyond the physical and beyond the ordinary. There's a deep thirst within us for this limitlessness, a profound desire, a yearning which is present in every human being. Whether we are aware of it or not, we always try to seek this vastness. Why? We are thrilled by something immensely grand, be it like a lake or an ocean or a forest or a mountain. There's always a feeling of thrill and a feeling which is unexplained, which every person feels in their life. We may not know this, but I'm sure all of us have experienced it sometime in the part of the life. An experience which we get at such moments. A profound desire by every human being. So, this is what thousands of years ago people recognized this inner longing and they sought ways to experience this sense of boundlessness without needing to depend on external triggers like mountains, seas, waterfalls, or forests, or anything else, or any part of the nature. So 15,000 years ago, in ancient times, a science was developed around this idea. How to cultivate this experience, how to achieve this sense of awe and wonder without necessarily having to look at the sky, the stars, oceans, mountains, or waterfalls. How can we cultivate this experience? They asked, is it possible to feel this awe, this vastness within us? Is it possible? Yes. Out of this profound inquiry was born an entire science, a path dedicated to realizing this limitless experience from within. This science, and the name of the science was yoga. Yoga, which is experiencing the limitlessness. So I'm sorry, is the audio very low? I'll just unmute you again. I'm sorry. Purushottam Mahoday, can you speak out?
Yes. Yes, audio is very good, and I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll just mute everyone, and I just want to take a pause here. Just a second. Yes. Yeah, okay. Brinda Bagni, you have something to say? Brinda Bagni, you have something to say? Okay, fine. I'll take a pause here, and Indira Bhagini, can you just tell me what you've understood to know?
Is it me?
Yes, Bhagini.
Yeah.
And just a second. I request everyone to be on mute, please. Yeah, Indira Bhagini, you can speak.
Yeah. What listening to what yoga is, experiencing yoga through ages. That how how good is yoga is.
I would like you to let me know what exactly you heard till now, and one or two lines, that's fine. What is basically yoga? What is a special feeling we feel when we travel to an ocean or a mountain or a huge river? What is the feeling which people feel out there? It's something which is
trying to what you said, know the unknown. So it's I don't know.
It's a feeling of it's a feeling of limitlessness. We all feel a feeling of limitlessness, which is a special feeling, which is a special feeling of human beings. That's what I shared in my slide here. I hope you can see the slide here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So let's go ahead. And we'll move ahead. Anyone have doubts, you can raise your hand. I will come back, take a pause, and I'll come back and we can discuss on top of that. Okay? So having said that, what is yoga? This is the first thing which we all have to understand is yoga is experiencing the limitlessness which is there within us. This is what is the crux. We'll come back to that. We'll come back how it is. And so going ahead, science of yoga. What is science of yoga? Why is it so predominant, prevalent nowadays? We know this, all these things in the nature, the sky, the mountains, the rivers, the oceans, all are wonderful. They are great. That is the perfect creation of Almighty. We all know that they are huge, but they are not limitless. They are vast. That's what I can say. The same goes with the ocean too. These things are immense, but there's something about their very presence that inspires us. We have seen poets write poems about them. musicians compose songs. We have seen such grandeur which deep inside which stirs something in us. But on the same side, we don't stop on the road seeing a speck of sand and admiring it. We don't stop at an ant hill seeing and admiring the ant hill. But these vast things, these big things in the nature truly fascinate us. A feeling of inspiration when we go to a mountain or an ocean, when we see them with our own eyes. Because there is something in the human nature which is drawn to this vastness. These great things awaken something that is already there within us. I repeat, this is a very important line, because why do we feel that feeling is because these great things awaken something which is already there within us. That chill which we feel down the spine when we look at a towering mountain, it's not caused by the mountain alone. For example, if you see the mountain in a picture or on a laptop or an image, you don't feel the feeling. But the moment you go and visit a mountain in the nature, the feeling is exuberant. It's inexplicable. You cannot describe that. What is that feeling? Animals don't stand before nature and get amazed. They are part of the nature. A frog, a cow, or a monkey, they don't pause in wonder seeing such a huge mountain, sky, or a rain, or a waterfall. But humans do. Why? There's something within us that resonates with the infinite when we encounter such greatness. Now, on the same side, you might say that liking beautiful things in nature, I like a flower or a plant. It brings us a lot of joy. But that feeling of amazement, that sense of wow, is something truly deeper. When you witness such truly grand things, it awakens a reflection of infinity within us. No wonder people, we all know that we used to lie on our backs and gaze the sky and stars for hours to hours together. Childhood days, that's been a wonderful pastime when there were no TVs, no radios, no mobiles. We used to make stories watching the sky about the stars. What is that feeling? And we never knew how hours passed up, because it evokes a deeply meaningful experience within us. The ancient yogis recognized this truth and they developed a science around it, a way to evoke the same inner experience without having to climb a mountain or stand beside an ocean or travel to a waterfall or something else. They discovered that you can simply close your eyes, go within deep, and experience something far greater and even better, an infinite vastness that is already there inside you. This inner exploration is called the science of yoga. This is the science of yoga, and it's a journey from the outer vastness to the inner infinity. The science of yoga is what we are going to go ahead in the coming sessions, and we're going to learn how yoga is going to take us deep into our inner infinite bliss. So, having said that, I spoke a lot about humans, the feeling, special feeling in humans, a feeling of limitlessness in humans, a feeling, a chill along the spine in the humans. But what does it mean being human? Do we really know? What is it being human? What makes us different from other living beings? Are we just another species of animals? Or are we the simply most intelligent animals? Or are we qualitatively different from the animals? This question has puzzled lots of philosophers and scientists for centuries together. But the yogis have given a uniquely satisfying answer for this. The very feeling when we look at a mountain, a vast sky, a serene lake, or a freshly fallen snow, or a huge thing, that chill that runs down the spine, that is the essence of what is being a human being. To be human is to feel the unique thrill, a silent awe that awakens when we touch the vastness around us. Take, for example, as I stated earlier, a cow, a mouse, or a monkey don't feel the amazement when they see the nature around them. Another example, a humanoid robot, which is far way excellent than human. It can think, it can analyze, it can even perform tasks better than us. But does this have this feeling? No, it's not human. That is what which makes us truly human. That sense of wonder, that awe, the quiet thrill, that is what is uniquely human. And this, my friends, is the seed, what it means to the human. The unique feeling of thrill is what is being human. Okay, I would like to, before I go ahead, I like to take a small pause here. I think there's some questions here. Just a second, let me unmute you. Yeah, Poliseti Mahodaya, I'll answer your question the last. We can discuss about that. Okay. I'll go ahead with the speech. Anyone has any, hope there are no audio issues, I'll go ahead in my class. Okay. Yeah, we've seen this. What does it mean, a human? The unique feeling of thrill. Okay. All after stating what is being a human or a living being, happiness. All human beings are in search of happiness. Why are we here? What are we here for? Happiness. We are trying to find what makes us happy. To know something new, to learn something new, or to discover something new within us. So happiness is a common thread of life among all living beings. Every organism in this world has a feeling, has a desire for happiness. For example, a single-celled organism, it has a mind, but it does not have it has a very primitive mind, but still it has a desire for happiness. What is happiness for a single-celled organism? Happiness just means stable environment with sufficient water and electrolytes. That's it. A single-cell microorganism is quite happy with that. Going ahead, a plant. What does happiness mean for a plant? Good soil, sunlight, moisture. That's it. A plant is happy, it grows happily with no complaints. An animal, the species evolution. For example, a dog, a monkey, a bird, anything of any of these animals. Happiness means for them good food, sufficient food. I would say sufficient food, an environment, a safe environment, because every animal needs safety, and living in a social group. It's a social animal. It lives in groups. So that's enough for an animal. Every living being, from the simplest to the most evolved, seeks happiness, including humans. Humans too want happiness. However, single-cell organisms or plants engage in a more animals engage in a more conscious and active pursuit of happiness. Despite all these differences, there is one common truth. Every living being in its own way is seeking happiness, although the criteria for that happiness differs in significant ways. So every living being in its own way is seeking happiness. So we have seen a single cell organism, an animal, a plant. What are the basic needs and what is a sense of happiness for them? Now, we go ahead with what is the happiness for humans? Humans versus animal desires. Happiness is the result of a desire being fulfilled. We've seen this in all human beings. You have a desire. If it is fulfilled, you're happy. But this raises an important question. What is the difference between a human desire and an animal desire? What is the basic difference? Now, let's take a step further in this. What is the basic difference? If we observe animals, in the search of happiness, their desires are limited because they exist in the physical plane only. They want food, water, shelter. That's it. And they're fine. Once an animal, if an animal has enough food and a good shelter and its stomach is full, it feels safe, warm, and its criteria of happiness is fulfilled. And its happiness heals, it rests. Its life is complete at that moment. It doesn't go beyond that. Animals' desires begin and end with physical comfort, and they are limited. Animal desires are on the physical plane and they're limited. But in contrast, human desires are not easily satisfied. Even after food, safety and shelter, the human mind does not rest. Why? Humans continue to think, plan, they imagine, they create, and their desires seem to have no end. Human desires are beyond physical. They are endless. For example, take a businessman. He has a good food, he finishes his meal. Even after his meal, he's awake at night thinking how to plan his business, go ahead in his business, how to improve his business, how to expand his business. A writer keeps thinking creative. He has all his basic needs, but still, his mind is always working. What to make more beautiful about it. A politician starts dreaming about great power, what to do next, how to become a governor, how to become a prime minister. So there's always a constant need, a desire which is unfulfilled in a human being. Humans are constantly asking, what next? What is the difference? And this difference is what reveals something very profound. This difference is which highlights a fundamental quality of a human being. Their desire, in contrast to animals, have no end. Unlike animals whose desires are limited to the physical existence. This difference suggests that human beings are not just animals, but qualitatively different. Humans are not animals, but there is something which is quite different compared to humans and animals. There is something called a qualitative difference. The reason why humans are not animals, that's because of this qualitative difference. On a lighter note, I would try to describe this restless nature of human desire. And all of us must have seen this popular saying from an old Indian commercial, "Ye dil mange more," the heart always wants more. It's been a craze among all the youth. So this is what they have captured. What is the liking of human being? A dil mange more. We always want something more. This seeking is something deeper within us, and this longing for something infinite and something beyond all limits. What is it? Let's go further. But before that, I would like to take a pause and review on what we all have understood together. Purushottam Mahodaya, can you just... Purushottam Mahodaya? Purushottam ji? Am I audible? Am I audible? Rama Balaji, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Bhagini, you are audible.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Shailaja Bhagini, can you just tell me what we have about happiness, or what is happiness and what you have understood till now? I request everyone to be on mute, please, except Shailaja Bhagini.
Yeah, Ram Bhagini.
Yes, Bhagini.
The happiness, when it is when we consider the animals, the happiness is on physical plane. Once they get food and whatever required, they are happy. But when it comes to human beings, it is not like that. Our goals are endless.
Yes,
it's good. Not just physical, and right. As you said, it is the qualitative difference.
Wonderful.
It is like once the physical needs are satisfied, then security needs, then after that the social needs, it goes on. It is endless.
Very nice, excellent. But I'm glad that you are following. And let's go ahead. I'll just mute everyone. I hope my voice is clear and audible. Hope there's no issues in the...
No, yes? with the phone, with the mobile phone, audio was very low. Then I switched to laptop. Now it is very clear, Bhagini.
Thank you so much, Bhagini. I hope, I'll pause intermittently so that we all can take a look back and understand what we have read through, and we all go together in this wonderful journey. Okay, yes. So, having said that, there's a qualitative difference. What is this qualitative difference is what we need to see. Qualitative difference in living beings. For humans, the pursuit of happiness goes beyond physical, as Shailaja Bhagini has just told. Beyond the physical, the human being's pursuit is when the basic needs are met, we still have something more in need. Even after this basic necessity is fulfilled, we continue to aspire for wealth, fame, power, beauty, or knowledge. It points towards something deeper, the inner longing for infinite, which is what the difference in quality in human beings. This insatiable desire, the endless pursuit of more, sets human beings apart from other living creatures. This insatiable desire is not merely a quantitative disparity, but a qualitative disparity. It's a qualitative one, reflecting the qualitative differences between humans and living entities. I'll come about in detail what is a quantitative difference and a qualitative difference. For example, we take an animal kingdom, a mouse, a monkey, or a hen, or whatever it is. You find degrees of intelligence. A monkey is more intelligent than a mouse. A tiger is much more intelligent, or whatever. There's a degree of factor of intelligence among the same class of kingdom of animals. Similarly, within plants, you have plants which are shrubs, you have plants which are huge plants. So there's a sense of quantitative difference. That is a quantity. That is, they have an intelligence factor which is a bit of more. They have a growth factor which is a bit less in some. There's a bit more in some. There's a difference of quantity of a body size which is different in some, and difference. This is what is quantitative difference. So, but if we compare plants and animals, two different class of kingdoms, it is just not quantitative, but there's a qualitative difference. What do you mean by qualitative difference? Is because the needs of plants are different compared to the needs of an animal. There's a quality which is a better quality in animal than a plant. And the needs of animals, all the animals have the same need. Ahara, Nidra, Maithuna, and Bhayam. They have the 4 basic needs. And all the breed which falls in that range of thing is called quantitative. But if you compare a plant and an animal, there is a qualitative difference. On the similar lines, there is a qualitative difference between animals and human beings. We have the same 4 requirements in us too. Human beings are fundamentally different in what we seek. We have creativity, we have knowledge, we have spiritual growth, which go beyond survival. That is a quality which is exclusive for human beings, which is not in animals. So going ahead, from animals, this is a qualitative difference which differs from animals to human beings. So within kingdom, it is a quantitative difference, like a small shrub, a huge plant, a plant with different flowers, no flowers and all. Each kingdom, there's a variety degrees of development. But across kingdoms, that is a plant and an animal, from an animal to human being, it's a qualitative difference. Okay? And human desires go beyond this. It's endless. It's human. Humans also have quantitative difference. That is, some are less intelligent, some are tall, some are short, some are fair, some are tall. So there is a quantitative difference in humans too. But there is also a qualitative difference which is called dharma. The qualitative difference, which is what defines, is called dharma. What is dharma? A new word. So let's go ahead. What is dharma? Dharma, what is it? Dharma in yogic philosophy signifies, it's a unique characteristic or essence of each class of living beings, Just as if you can say a fire. What is the dharma of the fire? The dharma of the fire is to burn. If it does not burn, it's not fire. What is the dharma of water? If it can wet something, it is water. So each kingdom or each kingdom of life has its own defining quality, which is called a dharma. Every member of the group possesses that quality, and no member outside that group shares it. For example, If I say all humans have this creativity, knowledge, the desire to know the infinite, there would be no animal which will fall into this category. So that is the defining factor which defines, and the dharma of a dharma which defines from one class to another class. All living beings have their own dharma. For example, plants have their own dharma, that is, absorbing nutrients in the soil, growing towards the sun, which is their dharma. They have to grow and they have to take nutrients from the soil. Animals have their own dharma, that is, the sensation, a movement, search for food, and a social behavior. Humans have their own dharma, self-awareness, knowledge, creativity, and realizing the infinite. So each class has their own set of dharma, but we are qualitatively different and endowed with capacities which no other living being possesses. Each dharma is unique to each class, and we all fall in the dharma called Jaivi dharma. Jaivi dharma is a Jiva dharma. The Jiva dharma bhava is Jaivi dharma, and this is the dharma of all living beings. And we all know animal dharma is food, sleep, fear, and procreation. And the main difference, the qualitative difference of human beings is the infinite desire which no other living being has in this universe. And that is what we have to find out. What exactly is this infinite desire? Okay. So how do we find this yoga, the science of realizing the infinite? If you say humans are the most intelligent animals, no, we are not, because it's a qualitative difference in humans. We also have dharma, which is a main dharma, that is what is the infinite desire, which all human beings have, and this dharma is in addition to the 4 pashu dharmas. That is, the pashu dharma is ahara, nitra, bhaya, maithuna cha सामान्येतत् पशुभिर्नराणां धर्मो हि तेषाम् अधिको विशेषः धर्मेण हीनाः पशुभिः समानाः. Aharam, that is food, that is for the animal. Nidra, that is sleep. Fear, bhaya, maithuna is procreation. This is the animal dharma. They have all these 4 dharmas. Humans have these 4 dharmas, but in addition, they have a major important dharma which is very critical. That is the infinite desire within humans. Humans require this 4 also, but beyond this, what characterizes a human being is an infinite desire. Okay, so how do we find out the science? What is the science? Yoga is a science for realizing this infinite desire. I'll just take a pause here for a second. Okay. Girija Bhagini. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. Girija Bhagini, can you just summarize? Can you hear me?
Namaste.
Yes. Can you just summarize what is the qualitative difference? Few lines. Just 1 or 2 lines.
Qualitative difference in the sense regarding human beings, it is based on dharma.
Wonderful.
Dharma means
wonderful.
dharma means that is shashvata satya. Shashwata Satya means everlasting truthfulness, Satyam. Regarding animals, and one more thing, the human beings have endless desire, but regarding animals, they have limited desire. For example, ahara, nidra, etc. And but the basic difference is in between these animals and the humans is based on dharma, realizing the self, realizing the infinite. Okay.
Excellent, Bhagini. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Wonderful. That's very nice of you. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Few more points before we close this session. Before we end up. So, I hope all are with me. Let's go ahead. Okay. Okay. So, coming to this. Sorry, someone is unmuted. Yes. Okay. Yes. We all know, we are aware till now that humans have an infinite desire. But are we really trying to fulfill this infinite desire? For example, take an infant who's crying. The infant doesn't know that he or she, the infant, it is feeling hungry. It tries to put its thumb and start sucking the thumb, wherein it feels a sense of satiation. But does it fill its stomach? No, that's not. That's what we are doing. We are trying to put something which is not fulfilling our infinite desire. We are trying to pursue money, power, fame, whatnot, for this filling this infinite longing in us. We are accumulating money. People accumulate money, which loads and loads of money which they can never spend in their life. But that infinite desire is still not fulfilled. A businessman might have crores, but he's still beyond planning to earn more. We humans also have this infinite desire. We eat a lot. We eat here, we go out for a party, we eat there, but still, we always try to fill this infinite desire. For example, you take an animal, we give food, and if you say, there's a party in my house, it's a son's birthday or daughter's birthday, will you eat a bit more? It will say no. But a human being will not say that. He will again eat. Why? Because that infinite desire is never being fulfilled with these finite things. The finite things can never fulfill this infinite desire. And the science of realizing this, filling this infinite desire is what yoga is. Yoga fills this infinite desire in us and allows us to reach the infinite so that this longing, the limitless, is fulfilled in us. We don't need to go to mountains or rivers or oceans. We can just look within us and the infinite is revealed within us. So, yoga is the science of realizing the infinite. Yoga. What is yoga? I've spoken about yoga as a science of fulfilling. So coming to us, what is yoga? Is it asanas? Is it postures? Is it beyond postures? What is the true scope of yoga? Yoga has lots of aspects. Asanas, dietary discipline, meditation, and more. But the main goal of yoga is the experience and realization of infinite. That's what is the yoga is for. Yoga is not just asanas. The present generation has abstracted asanas out of the science of yoga and say it's yoga, which is not yoga. Yoga is a holistic science from yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So asana comes in the third stage. After your yama, niyama, we cannot just remove asanas out of this ashtanga yoga and say that we are doing yoga. No. No wonder we have seen people are great movie actors or people who are acclaimed in the who practice yoga still face a heart attack, still face sugar, still face BP. Why? Because they have just removed the asana aspect out of the whole system of yoga and they say we are doing yoga, which is not yoga. The physical aspect cannot be abstracted from the overall endeavor of science of yoga. But on the same side, I don't say asanas are not important. Asanas are also important. Why asanas are important? Yoga addresses these in the whole body, on a physical component on the body plane, a mental component on the mind, and a spiritual component on the inner self. Yoga encompasses all these three levels. Asanas are important because they keep your body fit, but on the same side, the mind cannot be neglected. On the same side, your spiritual goal should not be neglected. When we see an ocean or a sky or a waterfall, the feeling of thrill or a chill or that vastness feeling is felt not in the body, it's in the mind. The mind is a resident in the body, so the body also needs to be taken care. If the body is not equipped or not appropriate, it's like you're placing a new chip, a 2025 chip in an old 1950 computer. Your body has to be a resident, has to be suitable as your mind progresses. Your body has to support your mind in your journey. So yoga is a holistic science. It's just not asanas. And it is a comprehensive movement towards the infinite. Every cell of the body, every organ of the body, every resonates with the feeling of infinite. It's a holistic science. So having said that, what is the essence of yoga? Yoga, the original meaning of yoga is union. Yoga means union. The union of what? Union of the finite with the infinite. We carry a finite body, but we carry an infinite desire within us. Our body is limited, but our desires are unlimited. So, from the finite to the infinite is a journey, the science of yoga. And mind plays a very, very important role in yoga. Mind has no shape of its own. We all know that. Mind is like water. It takes the form of whatever vessel you carry. For example, when you watch a horror movie, what happens? Your heart starts racing. You feel a sense of fear. The mind takes the form of the fear because you've seen a horror movie. When you're sitting in front of a calm ocean, you feel the peace, the serenity. The mind takes the form of serenity. When you meditate on a self, your mind becomes still and vast because it is reflecting the nature of the self, which is infinite. So, when we think of the infinite, we expand, the mind expands, the mind becomes infinite. So, yoga is the merger of a finite to the infinite. And yoga teaches us what is truly being a human and what is the purpose of a human life. having said that, we have another point which is very crucial: inner evolution. We all know that Darwin's theory, we have come from a single cell organism to an amphibiotic animal, for a water animal to amphibiotic, then apes, and last to humans. Life evolved gradually with Darwin's theory. We all know that. That was your struggle or a sanghasha which came for evolution. We all know that. Giraffes, why is a giraffe's neck so long? It is because of survival, sanghasha. The trees are very tall, so the giraffes have to reach the leaves of the trees for the survival. So there was a change, a mutation in them, which created long necks in them. So with the sanghasha of livelihood, human beings, from simple forms to complex forms, human being evolved. So as human being evolved, we do carry an animal dharma within us. Okay? So human evolved from animals, but we are not animals. But there is an animal dharma in us, and being a human, we have a human dharma also within us. What are the animal dharmas? Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam. Those four: ahara, that is a food; nidra, the sleep; the fear and procreation. All are there in us. But beyond that, the human dharma is the infinite desire, which is a manava dharma. So what happens now? We have two dharmas within us. How are we going to stay? So which dharma to follow? The question comes now, which dharma do we need to follow? So for this, there's an inner conflict between these two dharmas. There is a struggle between the animal dharma and the human dharma. And we have both the dharmas in us, that is, and a huge war always goes between these two dharmas. And the awakening of human dharma is what yoga teaches us. We do have animal dharma in us, but being a human, we have to qualify the dharma of being a human. So that is what yoga teaches us. So it's a struggle between animal dharma and human dharma. Which wins? It is by constant effort and dedication and following the yoga principles of life, we can truly become a truly human. The yogic way, from finite to infinite. This is what is a journey from animal dharma to human dharma. We are going to have a journey to learn to move ahead in life. Though we are from animals, we should not die as animals. We should live as human beings and die as human beings, realizing the self, what we are born for. So it's basically moving from pashutva to manushatva. And it's always, as animal dharma is a known dharma, we always try to, it's easier to slide down. Because many a times we slide down to animal dharma only to the four basic needs. No. But yoga teaches us how to go ahead and be a proper human being. Yoga reveals that food, comfort, pleasure are necessary, but they cannot fulfill the infinite desire. The true journey from animal nature to unknown, the divine human nature, is yoga. We all, 99%, are all externally human, but we all are internally animal. Do we know what exactly being a human is? No, but let us go ahead. So yoga teaches us to become a human being in human form and not remain an animal in human form. That's the essence and form of yoga. So it's a call awakening. Oh human being, let us all stand up, begin the inner struggle, become who you are meant to be, a true human, not an animal in human form. And I'll just pause for a moment here. We have come on to the last slide. I'll just unmute.
Now one table is there. 4 tables are there. 3 or 4 tables are there.
Where are they?
No. There's only one table. There are no more tables.
Excuse me, can you, Indira Bhagini, can you just mute? Yes. So I'm just, I hope all of you are with me in this journey. And to just summarize, we have seen what is yoga, what is science of yoga, what does it mean being a human? Because the special feeling of vastness which you feel as a human. What is happiness? What is the common thread of happiness in life? What are the desires of humans and animal desires? And how are the desires different? Because we have a special quality called the qualitative difference, which is a dharma of knowing the infinite. There's an inner evolution which we have come from animals, and there's an inner conflict which is still prevailing in us. Yoga is a science of realizing the infinite. So these are the things we have gone ahead and coming to this. What is this Yoga Nishta Ananda Jivana? Yoga is, we have seen, yoga is the union of the finite to the infinite. Nishtha means a firm devotion to this chosen path. We all stay on this and go ahead to know what is being a human. And Ananda is bliss. Bliss is not happiness. Happiness is something, and this happiness is something which is only on materialistic objects. But this bliss is unchanging, and this joy arises within us. That is what yoga learns us, teaches us how to achieve this Ananda and the Jivana of our life. It's a way of living, how to reach this bliss of life. And Yoga Nishta Jivanam, Ananda Jivanam, is a journey towards inner harmony, a life where yoga is just not practiced in asanas, but lived every moment with awareness, bliss, and balance. It's about nurturing the body with asanas, calming the mind with food, awakening the Ananda with sadhana, which is already within us. So, a journey to know ourselves continues, and the next class is on 17th October, and we are going to go ahead and move and learn what is a human free will, what is the role of the mind, how do we fulfill this human dharma. So these are we will be reading these points in the next class, and I hope I've come to the last slide of the lecture, and I would appreciate if you have any questions or something, you can always ask before I end the session. You can unmute yourself.
Are we following Patanjali Yoga?
Who is this?
I am Girija. I want to know whether we are following a Patanjali Yoga.
Namaskar. I'll just mute everyone. Yeah. Okay. Girija Bhagini. See, this is the theory of yoga, and every yoga follows the basic things of yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, dharana, samadhi. We are not going to read sutras and all. We are going to read the philosophy of yoga. We are going to have asanas. We are having a camp in Varanasi, where you can directly learn asanas from a guru, and you can practice, because asanas can never be taught online, which is not right. So we will be going ahead, learning all the steps of yoga, learning everything, how yoga is going to make us a human being, And asanas are also going to be there, we are going to have it in December in Varanasi. People who are interested can surely join us at the Varanasi camp. It's a 1-week camp, and it's going to be an amazing endeavor of being there with all the sadhakas to know how life goes about. Hope it answers your question, Girija Bhagini.
December during for first week or second week?
It's on December 20th to 28th.
Okay.
Thank you, Bhagini. Purushottam Mahodaya. Yeah, may I know who's it, Bhagini?
This is Indira.
Namaskar, Indira Bhagini. Yes, please tell me.
Just wanted to know if you have got a recording.
Yeah, recording is there, Bhagini. The recording is there. I'll be sharing the recording in the group. You can have a look at the recording.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Bhagini. I see some. Thank you. Dhanyavada. I see Purushottam Mahoday and Varsha. Bhagini, Purushottam Mahoday, you can speak. You can ask your question. You're unmuted. Okay, Varsha, Bhagini, you can unmute yourself, yeah. Varsha, Bhagini.
Yes, Bhagini. Sorry for the interruption earlier. I was in a crowded place. I had a question, Bhagini, regarding the. Can you please give us a simple course outline that you will be following? The introduction today was very meaningful and useful, but definitely a clear course outline would help. And also, would you be mentioning things about diet and things like yama niyama, those philosophies? Will we be going into those through exercises of, that we have to do like homework or assignments? What would be the format that you would be using for teaching these classes? It would be very useful to know, Bhagini.
Sure, Bhagini. See, yoga touches the 3 aspects. That's what I said: the body, mind, and the soul. So, as I stated earlier, that we would be touching the dietary factor for keeping the body strong, the mind, the yogic philosophy for knowing the mind, and sadhana for the soul. So all aspects, the 3 levels aspect would be covered in the course, and we will go step by step, knowing what is yoga, why are we here, what is being a human. So it will be a step by step process. As we go ahead, you will know exactly how we can achieve all these things down the line. We will cover yama, niyama, everything also. That is yoga is 99% practice and 1% theory. It has to be practiced. Only once it's practiced, you call it yoga, or it is just theory. So listening to a theory will not help you in any way. It has to be practiced. So before that, we have to know what is the difference between a human and an animal, and what makes us uniquely different between an animal and a human is what we have seen in today's lecture. I hope I could convey the message.
Yes, Bhagini, thank you. And so you will be following with practical exercises that you will be giving us to follow during the course of the program?
Yes. We will have dietary restrictions, and asanas are taught at Varanasi. Probably I'll check out what are the dates, and the newcomers can join in case you're interested. You can come and join at the Varanasi camp. So we'll detail all that shortly, Bhagini.
Okay, Bhagini. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhagini. The class is going to be on Friday, every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12:30. Today I have stopped a bit earlier. It will go from 11 to 12:30. We might have 10 to 15 minutes session in the last 15 minutes for question answers, and we would go ahead with the same pace. And any more questions, or I can wrap up the session today?
Bhagini, this asana camp, if we are not able to attend that, is it fine to continue with the classes?
Yes. I'll get to you, Bhagini. Yes, we can, but basic asanas have to be followed because the body has to be fit to. If you have to sit in sadhana, your body should help you out.
Yeah.
Your body. So the basic.
We need to maintain that posture, right? Yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, you cannot. And let me tell you, my journey has been excellent. It was 2.5 years back. I was here in the same place listening to classes, but it has made a sea change in my life, and I'm here to help all of you so that to share my experience, because a feeling that it has to be known by everyone. As a human, everyone should know this, and we are missing something which is not known. So I'm here so that it can help. Diet restrictions, asanas and sadhana have really made a sea change in my life, and the energy levels, the focus levels, the concentration levels, and you see the life in a different perspective altogether. Life, the outlook of life totally changes. Nothing bothers you. You know the goal of life, and then the whole perspective of life changes. So I'll be glad if you can join me in this journey, and we all go ahead and learn this beautiful science of yoga, and learn and spread across to people this beautiful science. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhagini. Thank you.
Dhanyawad, Bhagini. Thank you so much, and let's hoping to see you all next Friday. Thank you all. Dhanyawadaha. Namaskaraha.
धन्यवादः भगिनी
Namaskaraha.
धन्यवादाः महोदय
धन्यवादः महोदय.